get there.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I am your Dungeon Master, DM Disaster. We're back with Aes'Taldon on the beginning on our official 2-year anniversary for Aes'Taldon. So, woo for that. Um,
Woo!
but yeah, let's do recap. Diesel, can you please do recap for us?
Oh,
Most certainly. I can do recap.
no.
I'm not prepared. So the last session started off with everyone in the manor of the prophet Kothor, which is Baxi's loving brother. Uh, Edmund was playing in the corner, which was halted for a presentation of some sort. Baxi's daughter was in the room. Uh, Then halfway through the performance that was stopped, a pair of twins came through the door, one that highly resembled Kothor, and the other one seeming to be more on their mother's side. Celebration on the house was to celebrate Demetria's birthday, Demetria being Baxi's wife and also Kothor's wife. Yeah, it's confusing. Uh, For some reason, Kotha decided that this would be the prim and proper time to announce a couple of announcements. He announced that Felix, the one that resembles Demetria, Kotha's son, is to marry Axi's daughter, Catherine. So it was announced then, where Kotha proceeded to give Catherine a necklace as well, a necklace that was that of Baxi's mother, who she never parted from. He then proceeded to further embarrass Demetria, his wife, by giving thanks to a woman who was once an orc, who is now transformed into a woman, a human woman, and a cleric of the church. He declared that he was, or she was, his lover. He pronounced the name of the woman to be Miraz, but perhaps it was his accent, or perhaps it was just the ignorance that was in play of Kofol. We later found out in too light, after the session was closed, that the real name of this woman was Mizara. The evening went by with Baxi and Demetria having a moment alone that was witnessed by Wiggum in dog form. Baxi relished in the fact that he's got to spend a moment alone with his wife. However, he did see a scene of Kofa and his new beloved woman making love in the study, an event which Gruel and Teddy eavesdropped in. Uh, However, before the eavesdropping had occurred, it turned out that Teddy is the best wingman in Aes'Taldon. He talked to this mighty bodyguard named, she was an elf named Beal, which
Bile? Something.
Bile,
Bueller?
yeah,
Be all.
Biola,
Y'all?
Bial, that's it. Convinced her to meet up with Teddy, that is a 10-year-old boy, back at this tavern, so he could introduce him to someone who had common interests, which was beating stuff up, drinking, and other sort of amazing stuff. Night quickly drew to a close when the group left the manor. A commotion was happening at the gate, where a crazy old man who was seeking help from the prophet Kothor about a monster was getting teased by some guards. This monster was at the Penance Lake, which is also known as Crystal Lake. We, as a group, then agreed to help this man, much of us wanting to beat out some frustration or just to have a bit of bloodlust drained from us. But before we went to this lake, it was agreed that our bard, who wanted to go by off themselves, Edmund decided to go off and seek a breadcrumb trail that they wanted to investigate themselves. was another conversation between Baxi and Edmund about how all this sneakery does not bode well, but if it was to get him closer to his wife, he did not mind. They agreed to meet at the lake, where Edmund went to follow the crows, in which they got him to meet a certain group that deals in shadows and backhanded tactics, I guess. Don't really know who they are. He was interrogated in the Zone of Truth, where he was revealed his name was Nyx. It was agreed upon that he would lead the group to this hideout. Whilst this was happening, Gruel and Biol kicked it off under drinks in tavern, where he convinced her to go on a date to kill a monster at the lake. We all met up to the lake, where we proceeded to investigate and found that the monster at the lake was none other than Jason Voorhees. We proceeded to smash this entity into the ground, where the mask dropped off his face as his body disappeared, and our newest party member, Wiggum, decided to place it on their face, which
Hello.
reenacted a flashback sequence, a scene of Jason being tortured, treated unfairly, and you could see the reason why he haunts this lake. Jason re-manifested into this lake, so we didn't really successfully kill him, but it was decided maybe it's a good thing to keep this entity in the lake, because penance is such a terrible place to live. And we left the scene of the lake with Beal and Gruel getting busy.
Awesome.
You know,
They're just doing their thing. They're just vibing.
Chilling by the lake. That's all.
Alright, so the rest of the party, you all leave. You kind of just see Gruel and Bial just kind of disappearing as you make your way back into town. Gruel, some time later, when you and Bial are finished, you see her.
Go fish.
5 seconds.
You see her in the midst of all of that. You notice something very peculiar. You notice that she has horns, despite claiming to be a human. You're all aware that she's more than likely elvish of some sort. But at this point, it's not even elvish. Elves don't have horns. You've obviously come across tieflings before. You have one in your party.
What?
She looks at you and kind of glares. If you tell anybody about this, I will kill you. It is not a threat. And she puts her hair back up into a high ponytail. You see the hair kind of falling in a way to conceal the horns within her hair.
Oh. Of course I ain't gonna tell nobody. You can see I got plenty of things for me to hide as well. But what happened?
What do you mean, what happened?
To your horns? Is it just another thing that the Iron Church has you all do?
If the Iron Church knew the truth about me, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't. Guess they knew about me. I never would have made the independence. No worries though. Secret is safe with me.
She nods. You should go and catch up with your friends before something catches them in the middle of the night.
Well, I reckon you're right. They wouldn't be. They're pretty useless without me. And,
She kind of gives you that, like, the very just kind of,
Gruul just kind of, if he could wink, he would. But he'll
Winks at her.
he'll throw back on the cloak, and before he puts the mask on, he'll look at her and he'll start to say something and be like, this was real. I've enjoyed my. Oh, you already know I'm not good at words, and he pulls her into a kiss.
and she takes her a moment. She kind of accepts it, kisses him back. Go, now.
He smiles as he backs off and makes his way off, putting the mask back on and throwing his hood up. Makes his way, I guess, to regroup with everybody else.
So heading back. Oh, hello. There's two of you now.
Double backsy.
Heading back to the tavern. The others, you would have already arrived. The tavern itself, very quiet for the most part. You see the people kind of filtering in and out, the usual. And the bartender doesn't even acknowledge you as you make your way in. It's almost as if he's kind of running on autopilot at this point. But you all make it back to your rooms. Can you... Oh, the game's paused. Yep, there you go.
Freedom!
But yeah, so you all make it back. You head up to your rooms. Kind of...
Later, I assume.
At this point, though, you do not realize when you go up to the third floor, where they have explicitly warned you all not to let any of your creatures enter. You find it empty. And it's not odd, per se. But there aren't even any guards to watch this floor. You can hear inside there's a fire going. You can smell food. But you just can't see anybody. It's empty. There's no bartender at the bar or anything.
While we've been in penance, has there been any common small animals? Maybe rodents or anything like that?
No.
Damn. Any insects?
There are insects. You've seen insects, birds, cats, a couple dogs here and there. Aside from that, you do know that there is a quest on the board for eradicating the sewer rats.
Okay.
So
Um,
it's kind of just an assumption that if there is a rat up on the surface, they're probably going to kill it quick.
okay. I think that um, Oz is going to wild shape into the form of a cat and slowly walk into the room, making sure no one sees them. Let's give it a little checkout.
There's a dog in there.
So you're heading into the room as a cat.
Yes,
Okay. Making your way
specifically
into.
a cat that looks like Baxi.
Okay. So, kind of making your way into the room. There's this smell hanging in the air. You're familiar with this smell. It's kind of swampy, if you
Mhm.
will. But the place looks clean.
Are no plants or anything like that, or any sort of source of the smell?
I'll roll investigation as your feline.
Alrighty. As a feline, that is, let's see. That's different than what I have. That is wisdom. Oh no, actually, it's the same as I am, isn't it? Because it's not polymorph. It's wild shape. Sorry, it's been a minute. Come on, you bastard. A dirty 20. Nice.
Sniffing around, you find underneath the bar there's a locked chest, and the smell's coming from in there. It's not a very big chest either.
Does the chest have any sort of writing on it, or is it just sort of like a lockbox?
It's a lockbox.
Okay, so it's probably pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Does Oz know anything in particular about this swampy smell now that they're closer?
No, it reminds you of a swamp.
Right, I think um after not seeing anything, if is there anything else that sparks their interest in the room?
No, everything else is clean. Everything seems to be in its place.
Okay, then Oz in cat form still will head to look for Baxi, because I don't think Gruel is back yet.
You come and see Baxi, and you can see that he's got his head down in his hands, and as you go into his vision, a like slight smile cracks on his lips as he sees a miniature version of him in a cat form, uh, and he's still in his human form in this game. Really? I mean, that's one cute cat.
Baby Baxi.
um, Oz is just gonna go up to Baxi and sort of do that cat thing where they twirl around their legs and sort of rub up against them.
I think he's trying to communicate with me.
You have a lot of cat friends?
No, not really. Baxi will stand up. And so the bartender's kind of like on autopilot, is he?
Yeah.
Um, when when Baxi stands up, Oz is gonna sort of race off and then give him a sort of come hither look.
It's like the same look that I would do to someone if I was. This is so weird. Okay.
Are you trying to seduce me, Mister? Things are getting weird.
He just turns around to Wiggum. I'll be back.
I'll
If
hold our
you,
table so no one takes it.
yeah. If you see the other lot, tell him I'm chasing a cat.
All right.
Chase
Like,
that cat.
It's like 8 empty tables. I'll hold our table. Don't worry.
You never know. A group of 15 might come in.
Can we push some tables together? It's like 11 o'clock, and they're like, "Can we push some tables together? We got a big group." God, I hate that. Hate it so
All the
much.
chefs at the background like go, oh.
You hear utensils being thrown. I've lived
Um,
that.
I'll proceed to follow Oz to wherever they're taking me.
Oz will take them up to outside the room, or outside the place where they're not supposed to go, and then will transform back into Oz after giving a look around to make sure that there's no one that can see them. Hello.
Oz, you do know this place has highs everywhere, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
You wanted me here for a reason?
yes. Behind the bar, there's a lockbox with something in it. And Oz is just gonna, with their fully robotic face this time, like, sniff. And be like, it smells like home.
I don't know where your home is.
It's a swamp on the other side of the other continent. I could show you on a map.
It's fine. I'd rather you show me in person. Get out of here. You would like me to open this box? Is that why you brought me here? Or
Yes. And then Oz is going to turn into a cat again. That looks exactly like Paxi.
It's so stupid.
Whereabouts is a box up here?
Yep. Oz will.
Before he does anything, he'll look around the room that is empty and just for good measures cast Divine Sense.
Wiggum radiates evil from downstairs.
Well, not radiate evil.
He irradiates evil.
Radiation damage.
Yeah, I'm not evil, I'm radiation. Like the higher planes.
So, casting Divine Sense. You're not picking up on anything?
Look to this cat that looks exactly like me in Leonin form. This is weird. But if you think it's safe, I'll do it. And then I'll attempt to open this box. Is it locked at all?
Yes, there is a padlock on it.
Oh, it's just a padlock. Just pull it.
Yeah, I'll attempt to just pull this lock off with my.
Don't you guys learn anything?
Never.
Oh,
No, so you open it. It's fine. You kind of give it a sharp yank, and you hear the metal kind of, the latch breaking.
audibly sigh, and I'll open up to see what this swampy, smelly thing is. I swear, if it's just mushrooms, Oz.
When you open it, you see two small potion bottles nestled in what looks like moss.
Oz is going to look at these bottles. Is there any sort of writing on them?
There is very finely etched on the front. You can see Potion of Supreme Healing.
Both of them?
Yes.
Ooh, la 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 la.
What's that? What's that, Skip? Supreme healing potions? Oh, wow.
The only other person that can talk to animals and he's off in the woods.
He would also see the etching, but before he picks it up, can you just check to see if there's any runes, traps, or anything that would set it off an alarm of some sort?
It's breaking into the chest probably didn't set off any alarm.
It's a little mealy padlock, so
If there was an alarm, it's been tripped.
exactly.
The Wiggum's downstairs. There's just alarms going wah wah.
It's coming
Doors
from
locked
Wiggum
down.
for some reason.
Just sitting at a table, man.
You can roll me an investigation and an arcana, please.
That's my strong suit.
Just
Yeah, that's not bad for
feet
investigation.
swinging.
Can Oz attempt the same checks? Because they are actually good at those checks.
Ooh.
Are you currently a
Your
cat?
Yeah.
Yes,
Our
but I
cat's
still
good at
have
those
my
checks.
I still have my intelligence, charisma, and wisdom scores.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
But none of the skills.
Well, and that'll be a -2 to the investigation. And oh shit, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Like I said, they're useless. Swear out, me.
That's fine, me. I mean, meow.
With the cat's approval, I'll just pick him up and put him in my satchel. And then I'll proceed to head down, I guess.
All right, yeah. So you have 2 potions of Supreme Healing on you now.
As he's walking away, Oz in cat form is gonna jump up on the counter and then jump up onto his shoulder and and ride down the stairs.
My God. First the imp, now a cat. Great. Apparently my shoulders are a great platform of holding small creatures.
Meow. Meaning they're very sturdy.
Translation. Meow.
Did you just say inflation? Meow.
Translation, meow. You've been mishearing a lot of things tonight.
I'm just hearing what I want to hear, you know.
You want to hear inflation? What kind?
I mean,
Hold on.
yeah.
We talk about economic or the other one?
Okay, no los dos.
Alright.
Why not both? I don't need you. I need you. There you go.
You.
Oz is just gonna sit on Baxy's shoulder and sort of purr. Try to because he seemed morose. That's why Oz is doing this, because he seemed morose earlier. So Oz is just trying to distract him. So he's just gonna sort of sit on his shoulder and purr and bat his ear occasionally. Be mildly annoying, but also endearing.
How can you be mildly annoying and endearing as a cat? I'm sorry.
That's cats. What cats
Cat.
are.
You come back to the table and Wiggum's just playing solitaire by himself.
You may
Oh,
as
you're
well.
back.
The other members haven't come back yet.
No.
Assume that Teddy is just napping out on the table.
Oh, yeah,
something.
definitely.
Eddie has stolen 3 bottles of vodka and drank all of them.
Hey, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I miss Gru. Is he fighting that lady? Meow.
Maybe.
Actually, scans the 3 of them. He's like, I do wish I have my kids, but looking after 3 of these is kind of weighing heavily on me right now.
I am pretty sure I'm older than you in goblin years.
In goblin years. How old do goblins live? 11 days!
To be fair, Oz has died twice and been reborn longer than any of the other Warforged that their mother has made. So, technically, they're old for their kind.
Gruul's age is indeterminate.
In goblin years, I am 47.
That tracks.
Around this time, Gruul, you would be making your way back.
I'm back!
Welcome.
Hello.
back.
Springing his step, making his way towards the others.
So how'd it go?
Limping.
He has a few bruises that you can't see. Oh, it was great. I tell you. Whew, it's been a minute. I tell you that. Adventuring, moving on through the world, hunting monsters. You don't really have time to settle down for a little bit with a nice lady.
Meow.
That was a nice. But his eye is going back between Baxy Cat and Baxy. He's like,
I'm still human form, but yeah.
I'm very confused by what I'm seeing right now. That cat looks like Baxy, but I know that's Baxy. But is that also Baxy? What's going on?
I think it's just a pet cat he picked up.
You found a cat that looks just like you.
Exactly like it's uncanny, right?
That is incredible. What are the odds?
I really need to sleep.
We are just all kinds of lucky tonight, aren't we?
The deepest glare comes from Patsy.
Except for the whole, your wife and your child getting married to her brother. That's weird. I'll be honest with you. Even orcs don't do that.
Or goblins.
But anyway, I got some fucking questions for you, Bexy.
I think
Let's
we've
wait
got some
till the
fucking
morning.
questions for you.
No. No, they can't. So you had an orc servant.
I thought I had a orc servant because my wife, she wrote letters to me. What I thought was letters to me were not. They described an orc lady that took care of the children, where she would play with them and was very nice to them. But as it came to light last night, that Demetria was not the one who was writing those letters to me all those years. So I don't know anymore.
Oh, well, that's odd, isn't it? Yeah. I was going to give you some serious judgment, though, for having an orc servant, but I guess that's not an issue.
We've
But,
had many orc servants before.
okay, well, now I'm back to judging you. Very disappointed in you.
Guru, I'm not gonna lie. You know what Inquisitors and Paladins do here in the church. I have slain many orcs. I have slain many men. I have slain many creatures. That's not who I am now. And as I said, I won't lie to you.
Eh, well, you're alright now. I probably would have killed you if I met you before.
You probably would have tried.
We'll find out someday.
Yes.
But, so about what... so that Kovir fella, with the funny voice, he's got, like, crazy powers to bring people back from the death. And
He is the prophet.
I was getting unbelievably bored at that party. So the only thing that kind of snapped me out of it, because I was falling asleep, to be honest with you, against that wall, it was so fucking bored, was when he said that he turned an orc girl into that chick that was with him.
Are you interested in turning into a human?
Oh no, I'm green and beautiful. Look at me.
Evidently.
Wouldn't want to mess this up. I'll show the whole. I'm pretty sure you got to die for it as well. But what was the girl? What was the orc girl's name? Mira? Mara?
I believe it was Mizara.
The Gruul just stops. And he just straight focused, dead eye to you. Smile's gone.
Actually just wears the blankest face. He is really emotionally drained. Does the name hold weight to you?
I want you to say that name again. I want you to think real hard about what it is. And be
Guru.
completely certain that that's the name that he called her.
Bertha speaks with an accent and he is very arrogant. The name that was pronounced at that party was Mzara.
Kind of averts his gaze a little bit. He looks down at the table. He looks up, back to you, and then back to the table, and he's just, his eyes kind of like darting around a little bit. He's thinking. His hands shaking.
What you thinking about?
Baxi notices it, and is she your wife?
No.
She
Zara.
said no.
Zara's the name of my sister.
My apologies.
Stands up and just grabs his axe in one hand. That's the name of my sister.
Gruel,
And he is
you will die.
walking towards the door.
Baxi put a hand on Gruel. I am not going to stop you, but you won't be able to protect her if you're dead. If you charge right up to that manor, that's exactly what will happen to you. I kind of know what you're going through right now. Do you think it was easy for me to stay in the corner as my wife limped into this party, bruises on her cheek? Do you think it was easy to know that my brother killed my only son that I carried with me? Do you think it's easy to have the announcement of my daughter getting married to somebody like him? I understand your frustration, your anger, but you need to think logically. He is the prophet for a reason. Do you know what the prophet is, Gruel? The
No.
reincarnation of Aes'Taldon.
Oh, he's about to fucking have to reincarnate again. Because I don't think you really understand how much of a problem this is for me. Yeah, I get it. Your wife's going through hell. You're going through hell. You're not you anymore. But if that girl, I don't. I have to. I have to see her. I have to talk to her. I have to know. It's maybe it's coincidence. Maybe I kill everyone there. I don't know.
Tell me, what would you do? Say you kill everyone there. By some unlikely chance, you kill Kothar as well. You stand in a field of bloody bodies on the ground of a manor which you were just there moments before. You stand there in front of your sister in this form. What will you do?
It's rules just heavy breathing, and just, you can almost like feel his rage just emanating off of him, and he's just like, I don't know. I don't know. And he slams his axe into this wall to the side.
The bartender kind of almost snaps out of it at that point. Hey, none of that now.
I need a moment. And he's gonna make his way out of the tavern.
Eddie, probably best if you go with him.
Oh, okay. Let me check out my cards. Ace of diamonds, ace of spades. Where's the Joker? Oh, there it is, under the suit. All right.
Oz is following like 10, 15 feet behind Gruel.
Bro, wait, my legs aren't that long.
Silently, just walking. Kinda aimless. He keeps glancing over towards where the manor is.
You said you're walking towards where?
He's not really like walking towards anything. He's actually, yeah, he's heading towards the closest portion of the forest.
Okay. So, you make your way out towards the forest. I need all of you who are following him to roll me perception, please. Gruel, if you can roll perception at disadvantage.
Perception.
Is this a smell perception by any chance?
No.
Damn. Hey, 16.
Ooh. 8.
Ooh, 7. Low. He is unfocused rage at the moment.
You can
Oz,
see him.
you kind of following after them, still in cat form. You know, you're trying to look as inconspicuous as possible. You notice there's a woman, two female figures standing just outside of town. They're out of eye shot, like or out of earshot, but you picked up on them
Mhm.
as Gruul just kind of barreled out.
Are they near where he is heading?
No, they're closer towards the actual city itself.
Okay.
They seem to
Does it?
kind of be like deep in conversation. You see one of them looks up and you recognize her as the woman that Gruul spent time with.
Okay. Um, Oz is just gonna quickly make sure that Wiggum is going with Gruul.
I'm following him.
Okay. And then Oz will sort of make their way into earshot of these two women.
Getting
DM, I have an important question.
yes,
Would that bar scene have counted as a short rest?
yes.
Thank you.
So getting closer, the voices are kind of muffled. They're speaking very hushed, but you can see that they're not they're not emoting much. It's more kind of like a casual conversation. You see that the white-haired one, which is Bial, she's she seems to be kind of standing guard, looking at the other woman who has long, kind of curly black hair. She has a black cat, kind of laying over her shoulders. They're you kind of pick up like as you're getting closer. All right, so you laid with the orc, yes? You see Bial nodding. And did you let him see? And she nods again. I have a terrible feeling about tonight. And then you see her pulling out what looks like a tapestry from her bag. And you can't see what's on it. You see that it's dark. And there's a couple of like gold flecks in it. And she holds it up. And it's at this point, as she's holding it up, you see a very, very beautifully embroidered image of Gruul on it.
Mhm.
Oh no.
And she kind of continues to unfurl this from her bag, and you see it almost seems to have no end in sight. Almost as if she's reading a scroll. He needs to. He needs to control his rage. If he doesn't. And as she continues, you see that it starts to turn into someone with horns. As they pull it out more, you can see that it's Teddy.
Mhm.
I don't think he's going to make it. And And she pauses. You see her kind of grabbing onto this tapestry. She looks up. The cat on her shoulder kind of meows and brushes against her cheek. We must go. There are eyes here. Unwanted. And as she says this, like, her gaze kind of passes in your direction. And then the two of them turn and make their way inside of the city.
As they're walking, Oz is. I think this entire time, Oz has sort of been making it look like they're paying attention to the cat that's on her shoulders. Not really her, like trying to make it look like he's just staring at the cat. And as they walk away, as they move, Oz is going to like spook and sort of dash off into the woods as if the movement scared them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you do that, and they don't acknowledge. They kind of glance. They see a cat running and continue on.
And Oz is going to try to pick up the scent trail of Wiggum and Gruel and go find them. Does Oz get the feeling that it was a mission to sleep with Biel or with Gruel?
Roll perception.
Would I be able to do insight instead?
Oh yeah, sorry, insight.
Okay.
Were these people manipulating Gruel for their own
Jesus
benefit?
Christ. 11.
From what you heard, it could possibly be, but you didn't get enough information to actually be certain of it.
Okay. And the other thing that Oz would be trying to glean is, do they think that this some sort of fortune teller woman has Gruel's and or Teddy's best interest at heart? Did it seem like they were worried about them, or were they more matter of fact, I suppose?
It seemed more matter of fact.
Okay. Then Oz will run after Gruel.
Alright, so Baxi, you're heading up to the room.
Yeah.
Alright, so heading up to the room, you make your way back up. You can hear snoring from the common room. So you know that there are people here. They are sleeping. You did take the two double rooms to obviously split. Edmund, at this point, you see he's kind of very dramatically stretching. Oh, well, you see, I think I'm going to go lay down for a little bit. You know, I've been playing all night and I am a little exhausted.
Yes. Your little adventure away, did it lead to anything?
Maybe. I'm not entirely certain. I'm thinking... As I said, they requested to meet you. I wouldn't say you in particular, the party, but they did say that they had a mutual acquaintance with me, and this person might want to speak to someone in my party.
Yes. Just looking drained and doesn't really bother him at the more of all Edmund's theatrics and all that. It is what it is, I guess. Yes, tomorrow we might meet some more people or get some answers. But I'm afraid I'm not even sure if I'll be welcome in the group tomorrow. We shall see.
And he kind of just that very awkward, like, pat on his thighs. Like, right. Well, good night. Don't let the bedbugs bite. Or
You're
do.
not sleeping in here with me.
Oh, well, I mean, I just kind of thought, you know.
No.
Oh, all right. I'll go sleep in the other room then, if you don't mind.
I really do not mind. I just want to be alone for a bit.
And he nods and exits the room. After a couple minutes, you hear the other door closing. Do you head straight to sleep?
He does what he usually does. He takes his armor off, meticulously cleans it, almost therapeutical in a way. He does get his diary out that he keeps and writes into all the events that happened tonight. And a sickening thought does creep into his head that he keeps to himself. That the boy has announced to marry his daughter Catherine, seeming like a very nice and polite boy that could take after his mother. A thought just creeps into his head, a dark thought that brings him to his old ways, that it'll be a shame that he has to die. And he creeps into bed, ashamed of his thoughts, creeping back to his old ways.
Drifting off backseat, you plagued with these thoughts. You hear, kind of in your dreams, a voice speaking to you. Well, now, there's no reason for you to be acting all depressed. You're depressing me, Baxi. Come, let me show you why you are doing this. And your mind is immediately drawn into itself. This memory taking hold, a constant reminder of why you are the way that you are. You see yourself standing in front of some innocent people. They're weeping, and you see your brother in front of you. his sword raised, threatening to kill them. You defend these people. They run. None of them bothering to look back to try to help. You feel yourself being knocked down. Your brother attempting to harm you again. But that voice again calls out to you. You reach for this very mangled spear. Swing it with all your might, and you see your brother kind of stumbling backwards in pain. He lets out this kind of anguished cry. He's holding on to his hand, and you can see that there are 2 fingers missing. And then the scene actually stops. And you can see yourself kind of almost as if you could walk around it, observe the scene from different angles. And across from you, you see a pretty short human, average height, say for a woman. He's in the low 5-foot area. He has black hair, it's cut short, very choppy. Black, thick mustache and beard. He has this kind of gleam in his eyes as he's standing beside you, the you that's on the ground. And he gestures towards the spear. You know, I can be very strong when I want to be. Oh, don't stand there all surprised.
What is this? Why am I reliving this moment? Who are you?
Well,
It's been so long since I've heard that voice.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that. You can call me Argenti if you wish. That's perfectly fine. You call your horse Argenti too. You know, that's a bit of an insult. I'm just saying.
I use it as an insult to try and beckon you out.
I can tell, yes.
I can be annoying sometimes. You know, I always thought that I would have to go and change fate myself. As you see, Baxi slowly walking towards the spear. In a world that is full of hatred and darkness, I thought the only light that I could see was through my wife. But on this fateful day, you showed me another way to change fate, another way to change myself. And who would have thought it would come from a rackety old spear?
I'll have you know, I am not raggedy. I am vintage.
Unique, vintage, amazing. Why did you help me out that day?
You know, it's always why this and why that, and it's never thank you, Argenti. Thank you for helping me out, you know, when I needed it. It's not like I was going to die or anything.
You're right. It's something that I'm trying to be more of is thankful, truthful, vows that are completely opposite to the church, bring good into the people around me. And yet tonight I brought only despair to myself and others. But here you are, Genty, once again, bringing me out from the depths of anguish to a better light. So I thank you, Genty, and for that I'll rename my horse.
No, leave it. It's a pride thing, okay? Just don't worry about it. Now, I'm looking at you here, and you are very. He kind of just clicks his tongue against his teeth. Just. You are not the very prideful beast that Demetria knows you as.
She's always been one to knock down my walls and my facades. I'll be who she wants me to be, and I'll be who I need to be, all to protect her. Those bones that sit in the corner of my room, I vow to that I will. I'll be prideful. I'll be strong. But I'm at least allowed one night of bereavements.
No. Yes, yes. Go on, grieve. Sob into your pillow. It's okay. But I will tell you this. You have started something here you do not realize. Something much bigger than you. You've brought hope to the people. You and your band of misfits.
He starts to chuckle slightly as he goes closer to the spear. You know, I never really wanted to be what you think or what you're saying. A signal of hope. I simply just wanted to rescue my family. I don't care what the people of Penance are thinking. I simply act on my own accord. For my friends and for my family, I will do what is must. But I know the power of people, and if they were to help me, believe that I am a symbol of hope. You know that I will use it against them. All for the price of saving her. I may be a changed man, but I would sacrifice it all.
I can't say that I'm not surprised. Look. And he kind of steps over the frozen version of you. Moves closer towards Kothar. Places his hand on his shoulder. This man here, he's built himself up. Built this belief that he is something more than what he is. It is the church's doing. You showed him that he is only human and that he can die by a raggedy, rusty spear. That brings hope. it shows that he is not a god. He is like you and me. He is like the creatures that he claims are lesser.
Even gods can bleed, Agenti. But you're right. I am a son of a battles of 1,000 times lost. I know who I am, and I will show the gods what I can become.
Do me a favor. When you see Demetria, please, please tell her that I said hi.
I'm sure she'll be welcome to that. I'm not sure if it was her doing or her idea that she would help me out in a time of need when she gave you to me. But Agenti, I do thank you. And I will do everything in my power to live up to her idea of me. And with you by my side, I'm looking forward to destroying my brother. They say pressing forward is not the same as running from your mistakes. And I press forward, Agenti, straight to the heart of the beast. Thank you, once again. I will not grieve tonight anymore. I will enact the plan.
And as you say that, he kind of smiles. He begins to fade. The scene continues where you see yourself being turned into a Leonin. And then everything goes dark again. You're pulled back into yourself.
I wake up in the bed. After that, I stare at my spear that lays up against my weapons, and I smile. Things will get interesting for you and me. And with the new ideas in his head, he grabs his diary and starts to formulate a plan of some sort. An idea is brought from a vision.
Gruel, Oz, and Wiggum. The three of you head out of Penance. You're not that far from the actual city itself. Probably a good 5-minute walk away. What are you all doing?
Rule, please slow down. My legs. I'm cramping.
Oz would have been sort of sprinting the entire way to catch up. Catch up fully to Gruel before they change back into their Oz form.
Just tell me what you're thinking, please. Please stop walking so quick.
After they're outside the city and kind of into the woods, Gruul will essentially drop his axe and the head of the axe into the ground, and he'll just be dragging it, making like a large divot with the blade. And then I'm gonna make a save here to determine whether or not he can control himself. Determine
Oh,
his
you're
next
getting your
move.
axe all dirty.
Yeah, it's just dragging through the dirt like a plow.
You're gonna need to bleach your axe.
Gross. So let's see if I can get higher than the 12.
Hey.
All right, well, I was expecting to get something lower. He's walking essentially towards just like a random tree, just out in the woods. And he flexes his arm as if he's getting ready to drag his axe and just swing it to cleave the tree. But he just drops it. And instead puts his hand forwards and just palm against the tree and breathes.
Now that gorilla stopped, Wiggum finally catches up. Eh, all right. Uh, what are you thinking? Are you gonna kill that guy, or are you gonna go at your sister? What's the plan? What's the game deal here? Kind of just followed you didn't want to leave you alone.
Don't even know if she is my sister.
All right.
She shouldn't be. Kind of looks at the tree, with his hand pressed up against it. And he turns back to you
All right.
and probably sees Oz as well. So
I pull out a piece of paper and a pencil. I say, okay, Gruel, sit down on this rock right here. And I'll sit on this rock, and you tell me what's wrong as I'm about to write like a therapist. We'll work through it.
We're all in
normally at
this
this point,
together.
Gruel. Normally at this point, Gruel would probably chuckle.
Like I'm adjusting glasses, but I remember, oh, I don't have glasses.
Wiggle.
All right. I'll sit here, and you sit there. Come on. Come on. One more step. All right.
He
Now.
hasn't moved at all.
It's like his axe is still like stood up, like blade in the ground, like with the haft just like standing straight into up in the ground where he left it. And he sits down on the rock.
All right.
Before
First
this,
off.
I got a
All right.
question.
All right.
Is Oz caught up?
Yes.
Fine. Okay.
Is he still a cat?
He switches back once he catches up. So whenever that happened, but he would be Oz now.
I guess it's kinda good that it's you two that came out here. You two are in tune with like nature and stuff, right?
I'd say so, yeah.
Very, yes.
Yes. So was my dad.
And what was
And
his name?
he was Burdock Beastbringer.
Burdock?
Burdock.
Burlock. All right.
He was.
Beastbringer.
He's the mightiest shaman in probably on the continent.
Mm.
I've seen him do all kinds of wild things. He's called down storms on people, summoned hordes of beasts and like wolves and bears. And he could just talk. to, like he was talking to the world.
Seemed
I
like a
never.
man who was also in tune with nature.
Oh yeah, he's real good about that. He taught Mazara everything she knew. She was pretty amazing about it too. She could talk to all the animals outside in the woods. She taught me how to do it. I still struggle with it though.
You do all right. So,
How do you do it?
how do I
Just
do what?
be in tune with nature. I can feel my dad taught me about totem spirits, and I kind of learned a little bit about how to channel spirits, but I've never actually been quite as in tune with the spirits as they were.
Well, to give my 2 cents on it, the thing with nature is you can't really force nature to go along with what you want to do. Like when you see a deer in the woods, if you run towards a deer, it'll run away from you. But if you calmly hold your hand out with food in your hand, it's more likely to come towards you. So when you're dealing with nature, you kind of have to be just kind of go with the flow rather than, a barbarian who rages all the time and kind of just makes everything go the way he wants it to go. So my thing is with you, try to relax every once in a while. Try not to be so, you know, the guy in the front that takes all the damage. Just kind of be the guy that kind of sits in the middle and look at the situation before you act. Observe before action.
Well, I guess you could kind of say that I do that. I just got different ways to go about it.
Yeah. Everyone
It's
has their own pace. It's just that nature also has its own pace.
it rules kind of just doesn't know what to do with his hands, so he's kind of just fiddling with them, and he's just
It's fine. You can twiddle with your
confused.
thumbs. We're all friends here. It's all doctor, assistant, doctor, patient, person. Yeah. Confidentiality.
Well, Wiggums, it is nice to talk to a goblin again.
Yeah, it's great to talk to someone other than my cousin Bigum.
Well, my little brother Grawl, he's a goblin. He's always pretty small about being tactical in combat, and of course, being so little, you kind of gotta be.
Yeah. We're kind of
He,
squishy sometimes.
he's a mean son of a bitch, though. He's a good fella. Then
Yeah.
he cares even less than even old Shaka does about nature stuff. He doesn't. He's all about a fight and what's next, and getting right down to business. He's real serious. Like I'm getting distracted.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, back to your family issues. So what's up with your sister? Is she dead? Did you think she was dead? Did she betray your family or something? What's up with that?
Zaras is dead.
Okay.
I don't. I know that she's dead.
Are you
I don't.
100% sure?
Yeah.
She could
Yes.
have been dead and then brought back.
I guess they're all magics that just bring people back.
Uh,
Why would she be here? That can't be her. I don't think that she wouldn't be in that place. There's no Not her. Not looking like that.
What was the last thing your sister was doing the last time you saw her? Alive, that is.
She was watching us leave to go on a raid.
Mm.
Chasing after us, actually. She wanted to come so badly.
Ooh.
She always talked to me, talking about controlling myself and not letting myself get out of hand.
So, going along the thread of this story, I assume you came back after the raid and she was no longer there, so to speak.
Well, you're not wrong.
I am sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
But the thing about losses is, in life, there are downs, but there are more ups than downs usually. So you just kind of gotta pick yourself back up and keep on trucking. Now, you
Try
say
to.
you highly doubt that the lady who had your sister's name is your sister. It may be that Baxi's brother brought back her corpse and used her name. And yeah, that is an option. Also, he could have because I believe he's like really a really good cleric type of guy. So he could have talked to her ghost or spirit or whatever and said, I can bring you back as a human, but you have to forget your previous life to come back as a human. That is also an option. So it may be her, but not her anymore. And the third option is, and I'm not saying this is an option, I'm not saying this is the current one. Don't actually I'm just gonna walk step 5 feet away. Maybe she just didn't like being an orc and jumped at the opportunity to choose switch races.
Gruul makes a fist at this point. Like both his hands just turn into fists.
Ah, you see why I stepped 5 feet away. I'm outside punching distance. Now, those are the options that I have laid out. There may be more options. I may have listed the one that actually happened. Who knows? Unless we actually talk to her. And now we are at this question. What do you want to do, Gruul? Because I have a way to get you into the fairly close to her without her noticing you, but you'll have a very limited time to talk to her.
I've been searching and trying for a real long time to just talk to her again.
All right. So,
And if it is her, I don't even care what she thinks anymore. I don't probably don't deserve her to speak to me anymore. But
all right. So now I have a goal to get you to talk to your sister. And I have a very good way of doing that. My handy dandy ghost cloak. This has the ability to make you basically invisible to everything that can't see into the ethereal plane. You can walk through walls, people, but you cannot interact with anything while you're in that plane. Now, you can take off the cloak at any time, so you can make your way to your maybe sister, take off the cloak. Now, I'm going to say this now, do it while you're just you on you, one-on-one type of deal, because, you know, you're kind of just a guy at that point again. Talk to her, put the cloak back on, and come back.
That seems unbelievably dangerous and risky.
Yes, I'm just giving you an option that I have. Another option is we follow her when she leaves the mansion. You can ask her then when we're in a group, or you can just kind of walk up now as a, I don't know, concerned citizen. I don't know.
I probably need more time to think about this. This is a lot,
Yeah, it's a
lot,
lot.
a lot more than I expected to be dealing with so far away from home.
Well, I'm very far away from home. I kind of really even don't even know where I am in relation to where I was. But I just keep going. Because if you start thinking about the past too long, you kind of get stuck. And you kind of can't move forward because you're looking in the past too much. And that is also an option for you, Gruel. You can just say, my sister is dead, and that lady just has a very similar name, and just move on with your life.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, that lady just has a very similar name to my sister. You'd be surprised how many goblins are named Wiggum. I've met like 3. It's weird.
What do you think about all this, Oz?
As you all have been talking, or as you two have been talking, Oz has sort of been looking around, observing the forest around you, and they just quietly say, I think we just need to remember that we're only helpless when we're alone. We are only limited when we're alone. Look at the forest around us. If it was just a single tree, the winds would rip it down, the dirt would fly away. But because there's all these plants here on the ground, and there's all these trees around us, the wind is buffered, the trees survive, they protect themselves, and they protect all the plants below them. And the plants, the other plants, protect the trees and everything that lives in it. You have us with you, Roll, and we can help you. Do anything you want to do.
Thank you. It's been a while since I've had people I could depend on. It's mostly just been since I left the tribe. It's just been me. Of course, there's a whole lot of me, and I don't have many problems.
Oh yeah. One more thing. Since we're talking about family and everything, you want to see my cousin Wiggum? My cousin Bigum?
What?
Yeah, my cousin Bigum. He hasn't had a good stretch in a long time. Should probably do this more often.
Is
I
he?
pull out my staff and I whisper to it, "Come on out, Bigum." I throw the staff down on the ground, and then a giant constrictor snake appears becomes the staff and basically appears. Whoop!
Oh,
Hey, Bigum.
oh, he is a big isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Bigum. Oh, by the way, he's a snake. He's not really related anyway. I just call him my cousin Bigum. No relation.
Uncle Ruckus. No relation. Wow.
Yeah.
You're just carrying around a gigantic snake this whole time.
Well, technically, I'm carrying around a small stick, but yes. He just kind of, he can just be a snake forever, really. But it gets kind of inconvenient, so I kind of have to make him a stick for most of the time.
Gruel's going to use speak with animals, and he's going to say hello to Pickums. Hello, Pickums.
Hello, Gruelus. I heard your story while I was a stick over there.
How can
I
you hear?
am.
You ain't got no ears.
I don't, but I can still hear.
That's weird.
I
I
guess
guess
it's because I'm a magic stick snake. It just kind of works out. But anyway,
magic's weird.
it is. But just like Wiggum over there, I do think you should move forward. Don't worry about the past too much. It gets confusing if you are looking both ways too much.
Ugh. Oh, he's an actual snake now.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So,
So, what did Bigum say?
He said, honestly, I'm in awe of this talking snake. That was a stick.
He can
Well, I
talk?
guess he's not talking. Well, can't you understand him?
No, I can't speak snake.
Have you never talked to Pickums?
No. He can understand me, but I can't talk back to him.
Huh.
See,
Well, that's
Gruel,
unfortunate.
you can speak with animals just fine.
You know, I reckon I'm gonna give some thought to going and seeing my sister. But I'm definitely gonna need some time to think about it.
All right.
Maybe I'll ask some questions out here to someone who will answer out here.
You can speak with plants?
I'm gonna try.
Oh, all right.
Maybe not the plants, but my dad always said that the spirits are pretty talkative when they want to be.
Gruel,
Yeah.
as you say this, something kind of moves out of your good eye.
To the left.
You see, it almost has like a very faint glowing trail, like not like the embers of a fire, but it's like whitish blue. And then you see, just a ways away, round about, I Get
Around the
things
mile.
roundabout over here. You see something land on a tree branch. But it is nestled into the tree itself. With your exceptionally good perception, you can make out that it's an owl. But this doesn't appear to be any kind of normal owl. It almost seems ethereal. It's the best way to put it.
Do you two see that? And he'll kind of motion in that direction towards the owl, see if they can see it.
Oz will look up from attempting to speak with Bigham and look where he's pointing.
I do the binocular hand eyes.
The two of you don't see anything.
I'm seeing trees, a bat, a snail, some
Is-
sticks.
Is something appearing to you, Kroll?
You know, my dad, he's a pretty far-seeing guy. He had a pet owl too, you know, and I think I ought to go and check it out. It looks like an owl. And
Yeah, I don't see an owl.
he'll stand up from the rock and make his way towards it.
And the moment that you begin to move, you see the owl taking flight, continuing to leave this wispy trail behind it.
Rule's gonna follow it.
Wiggum riding a snake.
Nice.
Rule. Wait. Oh, well, he's gone.
But his 40 feet of movement, just.
At this point, Grohl, the owl kind of leads you back towards the lake. You look around and you can't find it. But you can almost feel his presence. And then appearing on a stump, the owl begins to materialize.
Hey, there you are. I can only assume that you got something important for me.
You see the owl kind of lower its head as if it were to drop something. Nothing falls out of its beak, but you hear kind of this cluttering, and then you see what looks like a tribal necklace.
We'll look closer at it to see. Does he recognize like the style of the necklace?
It looks like your father's.
Oh. Did he send you? As he's kind of picking up the necklace.
And it tilts its head. It goes and takes flight again. not very high, kind of hovering over your head. Oz and Wiggum, the two of you see kind of this light kind of shining around Gruul, almost circling him. It's very, very faint, almost like a firefly. Gruul, you are taken to home. You're taken to the mountains. And you see fire. You hear screams. You see your father ripping off his necklace and holding his hand up towards the sky. Gods, hear my prayers. If I am to fall, let Gruul know. That he is forgiven. And to slay those who have slain us. That light disappears at this point. The owl is seated on this bench. It begins to shift. The form taking a almost humanoid shape. Appears as if somebody is sitting with a very large owl cloak covering their head all the way down to their feet.
Gruul just, after seeing the vision and hearing his father's words, he just collapses. He's on his knee with one hand in the dirt and the other hand one just squeezing the necklace as he's looking back up towards the person.
This has not come to pass, Gruul. Not yet. If you do not stop the evils here in this holy land, it will spread to the free lands. It will lay waste to all that is good. Your family will fall.
How do I stop it?
The child.
The child. Eddie?
The demon has no place in this. The child of the king.
Child of the king. There's a only assume that she's referring to Baxies, or
You can roll insight.
no, hot rolls for wisdom.
The child of the king can mean many things. You're not entirely certain, but you are aware that the Freelands does not have a king.
Yeah. Well, that's all very cryptic, isn't it? Guess I'll just protect all the children then. But it hasn't happened yet. But if I could stop it, Gruel's just gets back up, unclenching his fist and staring at the necklace. Well, I gotta try. Who are you?
I am a messenger. Mizara taught you many things. Things involving the spiritual. Things you seem to have forgotten yourself.
Guess I better start remembering. I remember a bunch of those things being pretty useful.
When next you see me, what you have seen will come to pass. Be certain that it doesn't.
Well, don't like long goodbyes, but I hope I never see you again.
And it shifts, turning back into an owl and taking flight. So at this
Turn
point,
back to the others.
you all hear kind of rustling in the woods. What are you all doing out here? It's late. Shouldn't you be resting? You can see a couple guards kind of walking around as if they're making their rounds.
Yeah, sorry. Dropped a family heirloom when we was out here earlier. Found it though. We'll be on our way.
Are you heading back to the tavern?
I reckon so. Unless the guy that wants to do anything else.
As soon as we're out of earshot of the guards and before we get back to town, Oz would start to tell Gruel about what they saw those two women talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So she didn't fall for my devilish good looks.
I think she did. I don't know though. Interpersonal relationships are confusing. But she didn't seem hostile.
Well, I guess we better work real hard to keep it that way. I kind of like her.
She seemed good for you.
Let's get on back. I got a lot to think about. And thinking's best when I'm drunk.
Okay.
Is Wickham still riding the snake?
Yeah, is Wiggum still riding the snake?
Wickham? He's inside the snake.
Oh no.
Oh. Hold on. I was in the snake's mouth for a second. Yeah, the snake is a snake again.
Alright,
I'm
cool.
not
Gruul
bringing
picks
a
Wickham up.
constrictor snake into the town.
He throws Wickham up onto his shoulder.
Oh, so you could have did this before, and I didn't have to run 5 miles after you.
Exercise is good for you.
That's debatable.
Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome.
Feel
If
like
you
I
ever
would've-
need therapist Wiggum again, it'll be 1 silver.
Oh. Is that a discounted rate?
Yeah, it's normally 2 silver.
Oh. Alright, I guess we make our way back to the tavern.
So you make your way back to the tavern. You fill up on drinks and food. Again, the bartender kind of moving on autopilot at this point. But finally, you all head up to bed. It's an easy night. No possessions, no vomiting crystal hearts, nothing else.
Crazy when Teddy's player's not here, he doesn't lose his shit.
As Oz goes to sleep, he is going to, well, not sleep, he goes into his, whatever it is, sentinel rest. He's gonna say a quick, I don't know if prayer would be the right word, but he's sending it out into nature. That he hopes it works out between Gruul and Beal. He hopes it's good for them.
Or Gruul goes to sleep. He's gonna kind of stay up, sit up in bed, just kind of, well, if he's even in the bed, he's gonna be on the floor. He's gonna kind of sit on the floor, and he's gonna have the necklace in his hand. And he's just gonna kind of focus. Well, not. Like,
He's gonna attempt
go
to
with
attune.
go with the flow and like try to kind of sense nature, I guess. Like try to commune with spirits if he can, or at least do his best to.
Well, I don't want to be left out.
Until he passes out, middle of doing it, starts meditating and falls asleep.
Yeah.
If nothing happens anyway.
Yeah,
Wake 'em.
you try and It just kind of seems like you're mentally exhausted from the day. And so, try as you might, nothing happens and you just eventually kind of drift off.
Joystick. Two backsies. He's just out.
Well,
Still sitting up, but like.
before Wiggum goes to sleep, gonna pass by Gruel, kind of sit up on the bed so he can get to his face. Kind of rubs his face like a smack rub. Ah, you'll be all right. Smack, smack, smack.
Okay.
Oh, all right. I don't do the last smack. He kind of sits in the bed and he just kind of thinks to whatever god he kind of learned about, but not really learned about when he was in that little temple. And he kind of just asks into the universe, why would you give so much power to a guy who kills his brother's son and steals his wife? It just seems like wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's a reason, but it just seems like their situation should have been not reversed, but what happened shouldn't have happened if he's supposed to be a representative of a religion. You know, I just think something went wrong here. Like whoever his god is kind of a piece of shit. I don't know if you can do anything about that or whatever. Something to think about, I guess. I'm kind of tired. I had a long day. Had a long 2 days. I was a slave for a couple days. Yeah, whatever. I'll see you later. I go to sleep.
Hangs up. God phone.
Just yelling into the universe. Old man yelling at the sky.
Yeah, because that's totally not crazy.
I never said I
Oh,
wasn't crazy.
I think everyone here is a little bit crazy, but justifiably so.
yeah, you're not wrong.
So, you wake up the next morning, very well rested. So make sure that you all have your long rest. Make sure that you add your luck points equal to your proficiency bonus. But yeah, you all have your rest. It's despite the fact that you have rested, there's that mental exhaustion. You've only been in town for a day, and you have experienced so much. Heading downstairs, the tavern at this point is full of people. You see them talking, chatting, eating. The bartender seems to be lively again.
Is it the same bartender 24 hours today?
Yes.
The machine.
Back to the cool kid stable.
The table right next to the freaking.
I guess Baxy's not a cool kid anymore.
I've closed the door.
You're all not entirely certain what time it could be. You know that it's shortly after, like possibly close to afternoon. Again, it's that same typical just coming in and out of the tavern, people talking, ordering drinks. It's starting to get loud. And you notice that two people walk in separately, but they walk in, they head over towards the job boards, kind of look it over. You see the man the from Lake Penance. He makes his way over from one of the seats and takes off his flyer. Sits back down. But the other two are still standing there and they're kind of looking around now. Almost expectantly at the crowd of people. Hello, I hope you all don't mind me making yet another announcement, but we have our sewer inspections coming up, and if you don't want rats in the city, I highly suggest that some of you help me get rid of them. I'm only one man, and I can only do so much by myself. And you see the people just, yeah. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Big rule. Hey,
Yeah.
want to kill some rats?
It don't seem like much sport, but I reckon money's money if they're paying.
Yeah. And it's a good distraction from, the heavy stuff that went on.
Yeah. Also, we could use it to possibly scout out some routes in the underground, make traveling around undercover a little bit more easy.
All right. I don't think they're going to talk to a goblin, so it might be on you to go deal with that.
Oi!
You see both men look at you.
Yeah, Gruel will wave him over. He's like, "Come here, let me talk with you."
And they look at each other, kind of confused, and then they both make their way over towards you. Yes, can we help you?
I think it's more about what we can do to help you. So the city's got a bit of a rat problem, is it?
Oh, yes. And you see the second guy just, oh, you want the rat problem. All right, I will just excuse myself.
No, hold on. What's your deal as well? 'Cause we're looking for plenty of work, plenty of distractions. Very skilled group.
My name is Dallin Swiftly. I need help locating some rare herbs in Chesterton. It's out in swamplands. But if you're looking for something closer to home, he kind of gestures around. Dimby would be the better option.
Chester.
Is Oz whispering that to Gruel?
In his very
Excited
robotic voice,
excited
Chesterton.
Chesterton. I think Oz wants to go Chesterton. What do you guys think? Mushrooms or rats?
How far is Chesterton?
Oh, Chesterton is all the way in the Freelands, but I can get you there in a blink of an eye.
And you can get us back in a blink of an eye?
Yes, I'm quite certain that they can do that as well.
All right.
Hey, when when does he say they or we?
They.
Shit.
What do you think, Baxi?
You see Baxi kind of like raise an eyebrow at the surprise of you talking to him after the events of last night. He's like, oh, okay.
He can't see your eyebrow.
Oh, that's
There's
right.
so
It's
much
full
hair.
helmet cover.
No, it's
Definitely,
anime
he just
moves.
doesn't see it.
You'll probably talk
response.
more.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I do have somewhere that I think we should go. Edmund was talking about it last night. Is it precedent that we go soon or now? Is it a time-sensitive thing?
And
Well, it's been on the board for like 5 days at this point.
ugh, they both shake their heads. The Chesterton job has been up for, I'd say, a couple of months now, actually.
Ooh, it's worse.
Wait, it's been that long since I sold the herbs?
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
I have a question. How many people can you transport to Chesterton at once?
Oh, as many as can fit through the door.
Ah,
Though I would prefer if you all went through a door one by one, you know.
I think I can only go one at a time. Very large. Let's see. Here's a thought, Baxi. If we head out to Chesterton, even for a little bit, it'd probably be easier to just talk there, if you know what I mean. And he'll kind of like point to his eye.
yes, your
So-
other eye is over there.
A slight smile goes on his face that you don't see. Could we give it a day and chase out this end so we can gain all the information we need to make a decision?
It's not
I
like I'm
talked
going
to
anywhere.
this.
Is that the rat guy?
Are you speaking to the rat guy or are you speaking to...
Well, no, you said I gotta get going, so I thought that was maybe the rat guy, or...
Oh, no. He said, it's not like I'm going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we could meet up tomorrow and we can give you a more definitive answer. Stock up on some stuff as well.
Alright, we did just get paid. We ought to spend some of that. Yeah, we'll definitely. Yeah, it will definitely help you out. Just give us a little time, like he said.
Oh, by all means. Just know that we are paying 20 gold a person, and kind of counts all of you. You see him even pointing at Wiggum. And potion of superior healing for each of you. He kind of
Oh,
gives a little like nod of his head and then heads back to his seat.
we keep them in the box upstairs. Well, we got plenty of players to do, and a busy day. It looks like. So,
You said it was pretty late afternoon, yeah?
It's early afternoon.
Early afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
In and
Not
out.
quite sure.
Quick 30-minute adventure. Come right back.
I wouldn't mind tying up one end first before we head out, just so we can freely discuss all our options when we're doing our free adventure.
alright. Let's tie up our loose ends. Well, as many loose ends as we can tie up here.
That's just my own opinion. If you all want to go and get out of here just for a break, I'm more than happy to go. But I'd greatly appreciate to gain all the information so we can accumulate a plan. I've half got a plan written last night, but I'm not sure if it'll work. But we could all discuss that when we're chasing rats down the sewer.
Well, let's get on with it then.
Yeah.
Sounds
All my
good.
loose ends are tied in a knot and thrown across the river.
Well,
Not
that
sure
makes
if
one
that's
of us.
figuratively or not.
Do you know that his stick was a snake?
Sorry, what?
Yeah, it's great.
my
It's
cousin Dig'em.
huge.
Your cousin's a snake.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
of the stick. That is
Yeah, he's a
also a
stick-
snake. Is he
He's a
more?
stick
Or a
snake.
Is he more stick or snake?
Or is it a
Ah.
stick snake? Is it?
He's more a
Snake
snake that can turn into a stick.
Right, right.
Did you all bump your heads too hard last night?
No, we're fine. Gruel talked to a magic owl that I couldn't see. What else happened? Oh yeah, I told Gruel about the nature. What else? Oz was a cat. Oh, Gruel. Oz might have been the cat that Baxi was hanging around.
That was you.
That was Oz.
Was it now?
Oh no, I'm
Hmm.
just very confused.
What else happened?
Let's not linger on the past, Wiggums?
Oh, yeah.
And let's go see if we can get some work done.
Yeah.
See?
As he stands up,
Rules learning lessons.
he calls out. Baxi calls out to girl. Hey, girl. Are we good?
Almost. And he'll put his arm up to him and going in for like that. The I think you know what I'm going for with the handshake from Predator.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Ian,
like a strong like grasp. We'll talk more
Firmly
later.
grasp it.
You son of a bitch.
I'm looking forward to airing it out. Oh, I think Edmund explained to me where this place is.
Oh, and Baxi. If you ever
Wiggum.
want a session with therapist Wiggum, the first charge is free. The next one is 1 silver.
Oh. I mean, I have a bit of a wife issue that I wouldn't mind talking about, but I think you were there the other night with it, so.
Well, we can always work it out. It might be underlying issues that we don't know yet.
Do you do family therapy?
I've done child therapy,
Well, there's
animal
Betty
therapy,
covered.
family
Oh.
therapy, a man who murdered his wife therapy, a wife who murdered her husband therapy, cleric stealing from the church therapy,
These are all very specific.
Specific.
lost child therapy.
Perhaps maybe this is a good thing that we could do. Like once a week, we could all have a sit down and have a group therapy, and we just lay out what we're thinking. You know, if we're having issues with another cast member or group member, we could bring it up in a safe space. You know, we could even pass the snake stick around or something.
Talking stick. All right. Action. Let's go.
All right.
Where are we going?
To follow the crows with bread in tow.
I don't know what that means. We're getting a lot of cryptic messages about birds and such.
The sneaky thief letter.
Is Teddy coming with us or is he hanging out here?
Teddy is going with you.
Okay.
So you all head out, and where's the first place that you are going to go?
Well, I was going to go. I assume we would have talked to our bard.
Mm-hmm.
to the location, and would keep an eye out for crows in a way.
Okay. So when you bring it up to Edmund, he kind of seems a little uncomfortable. It's like, oh, I'm not really sure if going in daylight is probably a good choice. You kind of understand what I'm saying. Like, maybe it'd be smarter if we head at night. People can't see us.
You're right. It's probably not a bad idea. Maybe we could shop for a little bit until it's nighttime and head that way.
Oh, I do love shopping. I have a
I
couple
don't
items
doubt.
I need to sell, anyways.
Oh.
I got any plate armor for sale?
Yeah,
I knew where you were about to go.
Every yeah. He's only a scrawny man. Of course, he's not carrying plate mail around like. Please.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be silly.
Where we could get some rations. We are about to go into sewers, so maybe some what do you call it? Antidotes to stop us from feeling crook.
I'll make a mean rat roast.
I love rat, actually.
Is that like a cat thing or? No, that's a little bit prejudiced. I'm sorry.
But it's funny you say that. Ever since I got into this body, it isn't actually
Is that stereotypical of me?
a little bit, but it's not inaccurate.
I mean, stereotypes are there for a reason.
But I mean, it's the stereotypes of you and Wiggum here, but you are breaking that stereotype leaps and bounds. So I guess you can't really trust them.
Wait, what stereotypes am I breaking?
We could have that discussion later.
That orcs have 2 eyes.
The orcs aren't very perceptive.
And when orcs wink, they don't use their finger to indicate that they're winking.
He wasn't winking. He was. So to clear that up, he was pointing his eye to indicate where we can't be watched. People are watching us.
That's when you were winking.
Eyes everywhere. No, he wasn't winking. He didn't even blink. He was trying to right? He was like eyes everywhere, and he's only got one eye. He can't do much with it. Completely. I should have made you. That's an insight failure.
Personal insight failure. Yeah.
Insight and performance failures on both. Anyway.
Isn't he?
Yeah. We shall shop for antidotes, possibly.
I got things to sell.
How are you all so rich and got things to sell? Speaking of which, I turn around to Oz. I believe these are yours. And I hand him the 2 potions.
Oh. Where are we, first of all?
You guys are outside, like near the market area.
Okay. Oz will pocket the superior health potions. Thank you very much. It was a group effort, though. They're for the group, I think.
Well, I'll keep one because I'm up front, and I would say get the other one to Teddy, but I'm afraid that he's not mature enough to handle it.
Oh god, I was drinking potions when I was just a lad.
Yeah, but probably right.
Of course, I was also had killed my first man at the age of 5, but orc society's a bit wild.
Slack jawed at this point, like, you did what?
It's an orc thing.
I killed my first tavern full of people at age 3.
Maybe we should table this for our group session.
We got a lot of things to work on.
At this point, Teddy is genuinely terrified of everybody. It's just kind
How
of
would he
standing
not?
next to Maple, like, just stay with me, Maple.
Safe with the hellhound.
To be fair, you guys have seen Oz's bounty poster. Like, they still have it.
I think
They've shown it.
Fool's bounty poster is floating around somewhere, and his is not okay. I don't think we've seen it properly with his like title and shit, but
All right. So that's where we're going to call session.
Nice.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You can catch us in 2 weeks for the continuation of Aes'Taldon the Beginning. And you can catch us next Wednesday for the continuation of Aes'Taldon Evil Begets Evil. Looking forward to seeing you there. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.